It's always the path. We ask for the soap of the friends of God, the bearers of the secrets of God, the bearers of light of God, that show us the way back into eternity and put light to it, so that we shall not fall into a darkness and butt our heads into their walls. So don't run with your head against the wall. Run against the door once the door has opened itself into the joys of everything. Ya Allah, forgive us. And please give us enlightenment into our hearts and our minds and logos. And again he said, I, O my servant, was a hidden treasure, and I want to be found. Look for me. Ask for me. Do you want true treasures, true wealth? Do you want a treasure chest? Do you want a treasure? The true treasure of existence? Well, then look for that kind of treasure and ask for that kind of treasure. And hunt that treasure down so that you shall find it. And to learn to appreciate it. A treasure should be appreciated, right, my brother? Oh, my honey, my treasure, precious. No, precious word. No, that's not enough. Never call me precious again, because you don't appreciate me anymore. Well, I do appreciate you, but oh, you humans, I created you as the hunter of the true treasure. What is my purpose in life? To become the hunter of the treasure, but not of the earthly, of the worldly treasures that's just going to be limited, but be the hunter of the immortal, eternal treasure. The human will never be satisfied. If one room is full with treasures, then the next room is not allowed to be empty. Like, why is it dog? Uncle Duck, like, I cannot leave it empty. That's how the humans is. He is never satisfied. Now we've got a big bang for you. That is swiping away all those who are never satisfied, and that just whooshes them away. Because you can never get them satisfied here on this earth, and they would just devour each other. Oh, precious, oh, you people. It's your purpose, your destiny, to become the hunter of the true treasure. So look, ask, and find this kind of treasure. I am a hidden treasure. I'm the hidden treasure. The one hidden treasure. So how can we find our way to this kind of treasure? Well, I'm giving you treasure maps into your hand. And you also get a scout to help you. What do? They are pathfinders. Like, what do? They find the way. If you're going through the jungle, where there are so many dangers ahead, but you know that the treasure is hidden that once belonged to somebody, and you heard there is a treasure in the valley. In that valley, it's called the Golden Valley, and there is a golden town where the golden city and the golden treasure is hidden. But you have to go through the forest, through the jungle, to go all by yourself. That's impossible. So what does the hunter of the treasure really need on their way? They need a wayfinder, a pathfinder, and a companion. Someone who knows the way, that can actually read the map of the treasure. And how he can actually walk ahead, how he can make you aware of the dangers on that road. Who can tell you what they are. Ain't that true? In so many adventure movies, when it's called Hunt for the Treasure, Hunt for the Divine, Hunt for the Golden Treasure, they get into the Amazonas jungles and there's so many anacondas. You have to get away from so many snakes, so many dangers ahead. To find that treasure. What you only heard about. And just because you heard about it, you actually go on and try to find it. You believe in what you heard. I even got a map to this. So this treasure has to be there. If it's all about this worldly matter, suddenly they become such firm believers immediately, and they become believers. There is no atheist among them, and from what they heard, and even if they found a treasure map, they immediately go on to go find that treasure. Where true? Do you have it? Well, yes. I need to find someone that's actually an expert in that field and knows how to go through danger zones. And then you go to the next location, to the next where that jungle starts, and you look for someone. You look a wayfinder, a pathfinder. You're looking for a guide. Someone who guides you the way, that walks ahead and scouts everything, and who knows everything there is to know. That's how the story starts. That's the story of the treasure hunter. These are the conditions you have to fulfill. Ain't that right, my brother? You've got a treasure map. Well, at first you have to hear about it. Then you get a treasure map. And then you have to find someone that can explain this treasure map to you and can actually show you the way and can actually make you aware of the dangers ahead. Ain't that the beginning of all adventure stories? And this inspiration we got, my brother. Those directors, adventure novelists, it's because of this one event. And many new movies, it's actually a new trend now to state based on true events. Ain't that true? Most movies, they say it in the beginning based on true event. Beruht auf eine wahre Geschichte. And this also is based on a true story. The story of the hunter of the gold. And these are the rules of how to find that gold treasure without you actually getting killed and to come back with empty hands. And Allah the Lord told us in advance about that treasure. He told us and informed us about that treasure and said, I am the hidden treasure, but I'm so hidden inside the darknesses of the darkness, inside of the traps of the traps. So, and you will be so seduced by them, you're going to be trapped in, and you will be so likely to trap into it, and you even like to take an extra step just to be more into their traps. They are the traps of the Satans, and there will always be robbers at your way. And also there is someone who doesn't want you to find that treasure. So who is watching that treasure? Satan does it. Satan is watching that treasure for you not to get it. Oh my goodness. Our brother didn't hear that. That is why when you're with me, it's like you've never heard it before. So Satan is watching that treasure. Well, go on, my precious, that way. So Satan does. And he is always putting up traps for you. So you need who knows the tricks and intrigues and traps of the Satan and knows them, where they are hidden, those traps. Who has a knowledge about that can tell you, stop, be careful, not that way. Just follow my footsteps. Look. Here is one footstep, and there's another footstep of mine. Well, put your foot right in there as well. If you do anything in between, like what you, on your own free will, you will have exploded, because these are the landmines of Satan. Isn't that a great story? These are great images. And Jesus, alayhi salam, always talked in pictures and made examples with pictures. But in most cases, Petrus didn't understand this. Petrus, you again. After the seventh time, a different image story, he was asked again, and he asked him, did you understand now? Well, Petrus said, I didn't understand. Well, always you again, there's you. So whose name is here Petrus? And it's always showing to the other person. The prophets are those pathfinders for us, for you. The holy book is the treasure map. The treasure is the Lord himself. You are the hunter, and you should become the treasure hunter of the true treasure, not of the materialistic treasure of the lying and cheating and shiny treasures of Satan. These are just illusions. Find the gate into eternity. There is the gate in the middle of a jungle. Under ruins, there is the gate to eternity. And through that gate you have to go. Find the gate of eternal life. And that might be only the pathfinders of God, they can show us that way. And the treasure map, they can give us this kind of information. May we, on our way, and no matter if you want to or not, we were walking that path. We are walking on a path. Even if you stand still, do you really think you're not moving ahead on? Do you really think you are standing still? This is a very new understanding. And now let's listen to it as well. Let's listen and closely. Do you really think if you're standing still, you're truly standing still? Are you still on the same spot? Well, yes, I am. Do you really believe that? Maybe the whole room is moving. Because everything in its totality is moving. You think you're still standing on one spot. But the village of today is still moving. Because you cannot recognize it with your sense. You think you're still in this Reute. So, but it's Reute still in Reute. Is New York still in New York? Oh, my brother. Oh, my Sheikh has started to become mad. No, it's not mad. It's unheard of, or it's never heard of. It's right between. You can always make do. Like, language is wonderful that because you can play it. Do you know the difference between never heard of and unheard of? From now on, you're my precious. My brother, do you really believe we are still standing on the same spot that we were standing on before, or day, or yesterday, or... What about this world? Is this world moving, or is it not? Is it standing still? The earth is spinning around its own axis, and it's spinning around the sun. So there a wheel inside of the wheel of the wheel of the wheel. And everything is moving so fast that you cannot recognize with your sense, and you believe that you're still standing at the same spot every time. And nothing stays at the same spot. Oh my goodness. The Sheikh is telling us weird stuff. Scientists haven't found out that yet. To have all this kind of revelations of what you just said. What does science say? The mountains are moving. That's a new way of understanding. Like 1,500 years ago, the Holy Quran told us about that. It says so in the ayat, in the verses. And it says, even the mountains are moving. Like 1,500 years ago, nobody believed that. But now, scientists have proven it's like centimeters. But because everything is moving, they didn't say that, but I said it. They're even wondering why the mountains are moving and still look like as if they were standing at the same spot. They haven't found out yet, but I will explain it to you. Because everything is moving just like the mountains, and you think everything is at its own spot. Allah is the hidden treasure. He wants to be found, and He wants to be appreciated. And you, again, I want to get all the precious gold there is, and all there is, and never be satisfied. In this country, there is everything. It's not impossible. Everything is limited, but you've got wishes that are endless. There's something wrong. There's a misconception, my brother. Like in this world, you have never-ending wishes in a world that tests, and you're never satisfied. Once you've got it all, you're looking for the nothing that you do not have. And then either go mad, and then you do harakiri. As a child of a rich family, or you just drink yourself to death, or you are smoking weed instead. Because you've got it all inside of this all, there is no nothing. You realize in all of the things that you have, there was nothing inside. And that's why you've got this emptiness that's coming out of, and you realize you actually got a revelation, understanding. Look at this psychology of those people that actually turn mad because they're so rich, or even commit suicide, or actually drink themselves, and so on and so on. They're not happy because they realized something. What did they realize, my Sheikh? Inside of it all, nothing was inside. The emptiness, the void. They opened that package and nothing came out. Oh, what a disappointment. What a deception of the disappointment. Or maybe it was a disappointment of the misconception. My brother, Freud is so envious of mine. Even old and young, they can never ever say something like that. This is earthly way of understanding logos. What they have, not what I have. What I have is heavenly knowledge of what I have. That's what I'm telling you. What I don't know, they're just going to give it to me later and pack it up as lunch boxes for you to take home. This is what it is. I hear it for the first time myself, these kind of wisdoms. Why do they go crazy, even though they have it all and they are not happy, but because they're unhappy, they commit suicide or do other stupid things. Because where they thought all-inclusive is everything inside, they open that one package, but nothing gets out. What kind of a deception is that? And then what a disappointment. And then they start to become so depressed. May Allah keep us from that. What happens to whom? This happens to those who are never satisfied. If you're happy with one glass of water, if that is enough for you, and if you are actually okay with this enough, you don't need to drink Coca-Cola or something that costs more than that. I also want to drink this, and I also want to drink that. Red Bull, my Sheikh, this energy drink. Yes, my Sheikh. Like for what? So that you shall see right? If you've got water, then be thankful for that. And don't put your eye on stuff that is not yours, that doesn't belong to you and it's never meant for you. Then you will be happy. In this world, my sister, never ever, if you're not looking for this and believe that there is a different way of being that actually can fulfill all the wishes, indefinitely can do that, because there is eternity inside of eternity. There's everything that is going into eternity, and everything is limitless. And everything that you wish for is endless. That's why never ever will anyone will never have to be enough. They never have to feel that this is enough now. They can say this is not enough because he is in the unlimitedness. For him it's sure. They don't know that word of limits. Because there is nothing like that. And there's only everything and the divine. But here, in this earth, we are different. Because we came from a different side. From eternity side. The human came. So we came from paradise. That's why this yearning, this remembrance, that as we cannot identify it properly, that's why each human asks to have it all, and each and everyone wants to have one thing, and then again, and again, again. And one iPhone today, another iPhone tomorrow. And we don't mind to wait for 2 or 3 weeks. Like, didn't you just get yourself the newest iPhone, but then the one, ain't that a new one? Yes, I want to have that too. And then the 2.5 weeks old one becomes the old one. Oh my goodness. If you want to get rich and want to have it all, look for the true treasure of this existence. Look for the gate of eternity, where there are no limits for your wishes. Then you will become happy. If all of your endless wishes, and if you're looking for them to be satisfied in this world, you will be disappointed and get hurt. May Allah make us clear in our head and enlighten our understanding elevating it, and that He shall give us a pathfinder to show us the way, that we shall find our way to the treasure unharmed, and to actually be able to appreciate that treasure. And for those who were able to appreciate that treasure way back into eternity before we died. Everybody has to go through this kind of gate to go into eternity, but most of the people actually have to go through that in corpses. And He said, "Oh my goodness, don't do this to me. A corpse doesn't have any honor. It will never ever have any. If you're going through the gate of eternity as a corpse, you don't have for eternity. You won't have any honor. Our existence here is to get honor by fighting against our own ego, because the true treasure is that honor we get, the divine honor. But if we are alive, not as a corpse, maybe as an Eiche, but find our way through that door and get inside, we get honor through that. That's why Sufism means die before you died, which means to have found to this gate before you have to be carried as a corpse through that gate. May Allah, while we are living, let us find this goal, and let us go through that gate so that we shall be one of those who are the enlightened ones. And once we are lying out downside of that mountain, the head sand, that nothing shall happen to us, and that we stay still, never touched by the hand of God, or by the hand of death. May Allah give us good understanding.
Amin ve elhamdülillah Rabbil alemin. Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, Allahu, Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, Allahu, Allah. Only one Sultan, only one truth, only one life. Fatiha.